Whoops, I was muted there. How we doing, guys? We got one person in live stream, two person in stream right now. How you doing? How's the stream, by the way? Is it okay? Yeah, I'm dropping a lot of frames on my end. Stream's perfect. Okay. I mean, that's not what OBS is telling me. Money day gifts. Money day. Still got my caps on. All right, cool. Let's just get straight into today. Stream is good, but more volume, please. Okay, sure. Let me just turn this up. All right, that should be more volume now. Like literally, I don't want to turn up the volume so much to the point where you guys can hear me breathing. Okay, let's just get underway. All good now, gift, yeah? Okay, amazing. All right, so the dollar, right? I'm just gonna quickly look at the economic calendar, my left here, this week. All right, so for today, we had the RBA's interest rate decision happen later. Well, earlier on today, that came out 4.35%, so it remained the same as the previous data. So nothing too extravagant there. We do have consumer confidence coming out for the dollar later at 3 p.m. Okay. All right, let's just get straight into it. So dollar from the daily perspective, as you guys can see, is in a bit of a range there, right? We've been stuck in this range from last week Wednesday's low and last week's Thursday's high. Okay, so basically the high and the low of last week. Okay, so we've been stuck inside that doji candle range. Now, there's still a lot of, actual plays happening inside of this range here, which I think is a little bit key for us to pay attention to. Okay, now when we head over to the 1 hour time frame, okay, as you can see, I've got these arrows marked out, which are my areas of liquidity. Okay. Now, when we come over here, we can see this is the high of New York session on Thursday, 19th of September. Okay, you can see we create the high, we push down. Okay, this is the Asia session range. Okay, we push down pre London Open. Okay, or swept the Asia sessions low, also swept this low as well. Okay, from the back off of that, we've had price rally. Right, we came very close to Thursday's New York session high, but then we pull back down into the range. Now, inside of this area, what time frame was it? Yep, it's the half hour. Okay, we had this half hour imbalance. Right, I'm just gonna stretch it out in time, and we're gonna go back to the hourly. Okay, so we've tested that, and then we of course started to work inside of um Friday's close into Sunday's. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a range. Come Monday, we've had a spike. Okay, a very strong push to the upside, which was due to the PMI data that came out for both the pound and the dollar. Okay, which then allowed us to head up to sweep Thursday's New York session high. Okay, so I'm just going to go through a little bit of key price action in terms of everything that's been happening. If you guys are enjoying this so far, make sure you drop a like on the live stream, helps the channel grow. And also, you can get more of this content inside of my Telegram. All right, link to Telegram is in the description box down below. Okay, let's get into it. So, inside of this area here, okay, with us pushing through this area, right? Remember, this is Thursday's New York session high. We've pushed through it on Monday's London open, right? Then we've pulled back down into the PMI data that came out for the dollar. I believe it was 245. Yeah, right, which we saw a bit of a pullback, but then ultimately a move lower. Now, when you look at this play here, right, it's actually not that bad. If you were someone looking for a potential trade, obviously you had the imbalance sitting inside of here, right, which could have been fruitful to give you this move here, right, to the downside. Then we also had the test of this 15-minute candle, but then no, we did miss it. Okay, so we also had the test of this 15-minute candle before we started to push lower. Now, something to pay attention to is the Asia session low, right, from Sunday and Monday still not being swept. Even yesterday, I did think yesterday we were actually going to keep pushing down lower and take out these lows here, but we haven't taken out these lows here. Okay, so it's only just about today, right, where we're actually rushing for that low there. Okay, now Tuesday, this is Tuesday's Asia session range as well. Okay, come this morning London session, we rated the highs. Okay, pre-London session, we rated the Asia session's highs, which is right here, right, and the Asia session low, which should be right here. Okay, so the low, high, low. Let me just mark it out. I'll make you guys see a little bit easier. Okay, so we had the high, we had the low, right? So you guys can see a little bit more clearly. Can you see how price just about took out the low before we started rushing to the upside? Okay. Now we've now started to, of course, drop lower, and the next area is that's 8, right? That would be the target for the rest of this New York session to see if we can actually dip lower and take out this low point here. So that's going to be the main target for this session, to see if price can actually give us that move to the downside. Now, when I do come down to the lower time frame, we go back up to us rating Tuesday's Asia high, right? You can see we had a drop, we had a test, and look at the time of the test, right? Playing into this 15-minute, this 5-minute candle inside of this 5-minute imbalance, right? We hung around here for about, let's say, 10 minutes, and then we started to stretch off lower. We've had, in terms of order flow, we keep having bearish continuation. We had an imbalance played there. We had another imbalance played there. Okay. Or you could, look at this 5-minute candle. It's whatever your choice is, right? So at the moment, the order flow is pointing to the downside, and it is showing us bearish price action. So in that regard, we've got to potentially look for lower price action of the day. Okay. So I hope that kind of gives you guys the perspective and the play for this New York session. We don't really have, except for at 3, we don't really have any major high impact news, right? Now, of course, this is Friday's New York sessions low. Yeah, yeah. This is Friday's New York session low, right? So that can be a secondary target. Okay. Oh yeah, you could just add text here. So this was Sun Asia low, and then we got here Fry NY low. Okay, so that's going to be the draws for today. That's going to be the area that we're looking out for. Do I think this is going to come for this high? When we were down here, as you guys remember, we were live streaming, and I did say, yeah, in terms of us actually going for this high, it will make more sense, right? But we haven't actually had that kind of market profile play out, and that price action fulfilled. Okay, so we'll just play with that understanding for the time being for the DXY. Okay, so if there's any questions, just let me know. But dollar is currently having a pretty decent reaction to the downside. Now let's move over to EU. EU has, of course, EU's in a bit of a tricky place, right? Now, the reason why I say EU's in a bit of a tricky place is because the price action is not the easiest thing ever, right? The candles that are being printed are not the easiest thing ever. We got this doji, we got more of a full-bodied candle showing signs of bullishness, and then we got another doji. Then we had a little reversal. Now we have today's candle. Okay. Now, when we look at order flow again, price action is bullish. If we look from down here, we had the play from this daily imbalance, we had a test, we had a new high, we had a pullback, slight play into that daily imbalance in there, we had a continuation, we had another pullback into that imbalance there, we had a continuation to make the new high, right? When we came inside of here, of course, you guys should be able to know we had a break of market structure beneath this low here. So high, 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 low, high, high, boom, we dropped. Okay, so from us having that drop, what did price do? It gave us a pullback and then gave us a lower low, which then in turn played into this daily down candle here. Then from there, we've had a shift, right? We had a break of market structure again above this lower high. Because remember, this lower high was the originator of this lower low. Okay, so that's significant. From then on, we've had price push up. So yes, this is a higher time frame fib swing, and we are looking at this from a swing perspective. That's why I've got the Fibonacci here. But you can also have a fib inside of a fib, right? So if we're looking at this little play here, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, and we're looking at just this little picture inside of here, maybe the 4 hour is a little bit easier. Mm, prefer the daily picture. Okay, if we look at this little swing here on the daily, we've actually had a 62% retracement, right? And ideally, anything beneath the 50% is valid enough for a trade for us to actually move higher. And we've already come beneath 50%, right? But we've also come to the 62% fib retracement there, right? We had a tiny bit of imbalance inside of there, and market has tested it. Now, my only question is this likely to give us a continuation to the upside? Yes. As you kind of seen there. So now we're going to work ourselves down to the hourly, right? On the hourly, we've had price failing to make a new high, pullback, continuation. Had another failure to make a new high again, we dropped down. Failure to make a new high again, drop down. Failure to make a new high again. And then obviously you can see we let loose on yesterday. Okay, so with this move lower, this is mainly to do with the pounds PMI data actually. We are now seeing a little bit of a recovery. Now, hopefully, with all the liquidity inside of here and this low here being taken and this low here being taken, I'm anticipating one of two things. If this move down lower is warranted and is enough to actually see price to make a new high on the daily, or we may target this low here on the daily time frame one more time. Now, what would I prefer? I would actually prefer for us to actually take out this low one more time, right? That's what I would prefer. But currently, the price action that we are seeing, if we go to the 15-minute time frame, it is progressive. You cannot lie about that. It is progressive to the upside, and especially with how we've marked out the dollar today, we understand that the dollar has a higher probability of actually coming down to, the first target, which is Sunday Asia sessions low, and then we'll see if we can take out Friday's New York low as well. And as you guys know already, this is the inverse picture of EU. So if we look at EU, EU's picture is slightly different, right? But if we take out this high here on Euro USD, right, I would then like to see EU at least. There's a lot of targets up here, I'll tell you that. We got Friday's London high. We got Friday's New York high. Because Asia's high got raided with this candle here. Okay, so let's go for the easiest target, right? It's gonna be here. So I want to see this high get taken, but potentially we may actually come for these highs up here as well. Okay. Guys, if you're in the live stream right now and you're enjoying the content, leave a like on the video, helps the channel grow. And if you enjoy more of this type of content, you can join my free Telegram. Link to Telegram is in the description box down below. I feel like I'm a news anchor or something, sometimes when I'm on these live streams, like I'm giving you guys the really. Okay, next up, we got some more people. Ritesh, what's happening, bro? Chums says, hi guys, hello Chums, how are you? Hope you're feeling better. Um, yeah, let's just get straight. GU's just incredibly bullish. GU's on the same vibes as gold, right? GU's on the same vibes as like I don't really have a setup. Obviously, we had a pullback here on this hourly time frame. Oh, there's no data being received. I'm getting a lot of mixed data here. I'm dropping 33% of my frames, which is really, really bad. I think my internet, hold on, let me check. You know, sometimes internet providers really, do my head in because I'm paying for, I don't even know how much I'm paying, like 900 megabytes, something like that, because obviously I need the internet, right? And it's like I'm not even getting that. Okay, I'll have to pay more attention to the setup later. All right. As I was saying for GU, I hope you guys can still hear me. As I was saying for GU, GU is just incredibly bullish. We're having new highs being created. We've had a pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation, right? So in terms of GU, the only thing that we can do is look to kind of understand that this is more of a higher time frame play in terms of, what we're seeing right now, right? We've had this monthly imbalance played into there. We had a slight pullback. So I actually want to see if GU, right, could potentially take out this high. It's a very long way away, it's a very long way away. But if I get the fib tool here and I mark out from low to high, we are still in, sorry, from high to low, we're still in pretty decent areas. Gift says, are you streaming something at the same time? No, even I'm just gonna get up Task Manager and see what's taking up my CPU and stuff like that. Okay, so I can see on Task Manager my CPU is working below 20%. Can you guys hear me? Is the stream still running, guys? It crashed. Is it back up now, right? Uh, something chewing up your CPU, bro. I keep coming in and out. I'm dropping 50% of my frames. Uh, an internet issue. But the live stream still should be up. CPU's fine, memory's fine, memory's working below 50%, and I have probably about 60 something tabs open. That's fine. The network is really, really poor right now. Yeah, my network is really, really poor. This is an internet thing, guys. Yeah, this is definitely an internet thing. I don't know, maybe there's some kind of maintenance going on for the network. I don't know. It's really odd. I need to call up my provider after this, tell them, listen, it's unacceptable. Anyways, I would go back to gold with you guys. I think you can kind of still hear me. Let me do a speed test real quick. Okay, guys, I'll have to end the stream there. This is just not sufficient at all. It's not sufficient at all. Okay, that's a bit annoying. Is it back now? I mean, you say it's back now, but it might just drop out again. The speeds that I'm getting right now is not what I'm paying for. My ping is 31, latency 31, download latency is 335. Wow. And my upload latency is 58. Mm, can you can hear me now? Yeah? Okay. Okay. You guys can hear me now. All right, let's try to work with it for now. Let's try to work with it for now. Okay, so when it comes to gold, okay, when we come down to gold, okay, I gave you guys this gold setup in the pre-market update, okay? We had a very nice London session play down into this area. We took out Asia's low, okay? So, you know, something you guys haven't been looking at, which is session highs and lows. Of course, you can start to look at that now. It's funny because YouTube tells me there's no data coming through. So we had the Asia high, Asia low. We pushed down. We had a run up the highs, okay? Coming out of Asia, we had a run up. Hold on, that's not Asia high. I'm bugging out, guys. Okay, so we had a slight run up above those highs there, 645. We dropped off. Uh, Still says I'm streaming, guys, which, because it's like the stream's been fine for what, how long? The stream's been fine for like 20 minutes, and then now it's starting to bug out. But to be fair, before I did, before I actually, when I did open up the live stream first, it said that I wasn't receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. So that was definitely my first warning. All right, apologies, guys. It looks like the internet is getting slightly better. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Gift. I do want to reboot the router, but okay. So we had dip beneath this low here, right? The Asia low. We had London session play. Obviously, some of you guys were trading London session, some of you weren't. Whatever the case may be, there's the setup, right? You know, sometimes there's different ways that you can kind of play the market, right? We had low high, low low, high high. Okay, so that's a break of market structure. Now, obviously, you guys know I like to use imbalance as my entries for most of the time. Uh, I'll take a look at UJ in a second, Jace. All right, so look, you could have definitely put your stop beneath that low, but I wouldn't really like that. Like to, I'd like to have it a little bit lower. Obviously, you can go for a 1 to 3 R&R. That's perfectly fine, right? And kind of the rest is history. Like another way you could have entered this, right, is using the fib, right? Obviously, this is not really a lesson, but I'm just showing you guys there's different ways you can skin the cat, right? We had 62% retracement tests. We even had a 70, 72, 71% retracement here as well. So those are all your entries, you know, entry one, entry two, entry three, entry four, entry five, entry six, entry seven, entry eight. Right? Now, if you did also miss that one out, you could have caught a slight retest here, you know, which is why I enjoy using the imbalances, where I've been using imbalances for a very long time. We had a push up, okay, so we had a bit of price displacement here, so showing bullish intent, and then we had a test on the 5 minute right there, okay, so that could have been your chance to enter the move, essentially, okay. Obviously, there's other areas where if you want to go on the 1 minute, you can get a little bit more minute about it once you understand the overall direction of price. We had a 5 minute entry there. On the 1 minute, there's another opportunity here. And I'm pretty sure if I go down to the seconds chart, there's going to be uh, something inside of there too, right? So play here. That's another entry there. Okay, but this entry, this breaker I rarely use. I'm not really a big fan of using breakers, but that is another entry profile. Anyway, so enough about talking about the past, right? If we go to the present, right? You guys are not gonna like what I'm about to say, right? And what I'm about to say is I've got nothing. Okay, I've got nothing for gold right now. It's probably just gonna keep making a new high. Do I really want to work inside of this range here? No, not really, guys. I'll be honest with you. I don't really want to work with what gold is currently giving me. Could I be drawn into a potential move with gold? Yes, right. We've got Asia's low here and Asia's high here, right? We went into London, pushed down, eventually taking out Asia's low. Okay, we've then had a slight pullback. We've had price testing that 15-minute low, sorry, that 15-minute candle, and we've had another push to the upside so far today. So this will probably make all-time highs again, right? It probably will make all-time highs again if the DXY does go for Friday's NY low. Okay. So first target has been achieved, which is Sunday's Asia sessions low. Very nice. So we'll see if we can get New York's low too. The main thing, as I said to you guys, I'm gonna be giving Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, you guys won't believe what I'm seeing right now. Now all of a sudden, my internet connection is at 10,000 kilobytes per second, and now it's dropped straight back down. Yeah, it's definitely an internet thing for sure. But I think for now, you guys can hear me pretty well. Yeah. Um, cool, cool. Let me just turn off the studio up here. We'll just turn off the studio there. So you guys pretty much tell me how the stream's doing, yeah? Just tell me inside of the chat. All right, so From the weekly perspective, okay, as you guys know, I'm trying to see Bitcoin above 65, 100. Right now, the daily picture has been very consolidative, hasn't really tried to head to any high or to any low, which is fine, right? When I look at the economic calendar, is there a day that could potentially make Bitcoin move? Definitely Thursday. Thursday, Friday really can make Bitcoin move quite considerably. If I don't look at this live stream, I won't be able to know if it's doing well or not. Okay, it is still running. Good. So right now with Bitcoin and what Bitcoin is doing, it's just ranging, consolidating. Obviously, I already told you guys what the play was. I did post that inside of the Telegram, which was this 2 hour area. So I'm still waiting for a bit of a spike, you know. I'm waiting for quite some bearish price action to take place for Bitcoin for us to actually take out that high. So if this high remains intact and we get that pullback, right? You know, preferably inside of that 2 hour imbalance rather than this daily area, because it can work inside this daily area. I think it's a really, really good buying opportunity. Okay. I think it's a really, really good buying opportunity. Guys, right? The day where I go live and the views are very high, right? We're getting some pretty good view numbers, and then I'm gonna have internet issues. Listen, the devil is a liar. You understand? You shall not succeed. Yeah, you're trying to mash up my thing. It ain't gonna work. And also, guys, I've actually got the setup ready for TikTok as well. So I'm gonna start splitting up my live days. I'll probably do most of the lives on YouTube, but I can't lie, it's wherever the numbers come in. So if I'm seeing more numbers on TikTok, then I'll probably start doing more TikTok lives and then, doing YouTube lives occasionally. But at least I want to do like I want to do like 3 lives a week. Like at least 2 lives a week I want to do. So depending on obviously what the market is doing, etc. Okay, GU's continue to push. I'm guessing dollars continue to come down. Yep, dollar is continuing to come down. Okay. Also, I'm gonna start increasing my watch list, right? If you guys have any pairs that you want me to look at, I think Jason was talking about USD JPY. So I'm gonna look at USD JPY. You know what? Let me look at UJ right now. That's US oil, USD JPY. You see how it's taking so long for this to load up? That's how I know it's an internet problem. Because why is it taking so long for TradingView just to load this up? Do you understand? So I definitely need to look at that. Okay, so UJ, what's UJ been doing? Right, so UJ is actually taking out a very key monthly low. Let me just get up Jason's thing. On a 4 hour due to retest and set a short up last week. Been patiently waiting, but this might be the break to the upside. I mean, kind of instantly, Jace, I don't know if you're in the live stream or not, but instantly looking at UJ on the monthly, I want to see a push up, right? So on the monthly, we've taken out very key monthly lows. So the monthly liquidity resting at these monthly lows just been taken there. So initially, when obviously a new low is taken, we kind of need to anticipate a potential reversal. The weekly structure is still bearish, so that is good. The monthly structure is bearish actually. Right, the monthly structure is bearish. Okay, so the monthly structure is bearish with this low being broken here, right? So even if we look at upside potential, right, we'll have to target up until August high, if we even get into a buy, right? And then we need to anticipate what price is going to do inside of here, if it's then going to give us a new leg lower, or it's going to completely push through this area. Okay, so weekly structure is bearish. Okay, you can see we had the low, lower high, test, lower low, lower high. Okay, we go to the daily picture. We got a very nice daily imbalance inside of here, right? So price can definitely come down from here, where it's currently been rejecting from. Right, so I'm just gonna mark out that bearish fib swing, but realistically, you can use this fib swing here, but realistically, it's more from like up here. Because obviously, from this low point, we actually only break the low point here, so we are sitting around 50%, and 50% is not ideal, but it's sufficient enough to. I've actually got so much concern for this internet and what I'm seeing right now. I'm gonna get the live stream up on one of my phones actually. Uh, is the stream really poorly, guys? I have a feeling it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna look at that occasionally. It'll gauge to me what you guys are seeing as well. Okay, cool. So from the 4 hour perspective, okay, right. So just gonna look at the structure, low, lower, high. We'll go from the lowest point, work myself back one. That's the lower high. So we've had a break there above this high here when we push through here. We have this 4 hour imbalance inside of here. On the 8 hour, you can see we had to test this 8 hour candle once we broke that structure and we've pushed up. Okay, we have another 8 hour imbalance inside of here. I want to see what this looks like on the other time frames, right? So Wednesday 18th, this must have been the interest rate day, right? Because we've actually tested this candle again, pushed off from there. Okay, so the range to work with is here on this hourly. We've had a couple of tests. So realistically, right, Jason, to kind of answer your question, right, you said on a 4 hour uh to set up a short. So you wanted to short. Yeah, you wanted to short. Okay. Like I can't lie, bro. I would. Okay, if we go to the daily perspective, sure, shorting makes sense. But I'm not seeing any bearish signatures for the time being to actually be confident of said short. That's the only thing I would say. Like ideally, because we've actually created a new high here on the hourly, it's good. So if we can see like a drop beneath this low, even the body's low. There is an opportunity here, right? There is an opportunity here. I think it might take a little bit time to form, Jason, but there is an opportunity here, right? If the yen can gain strength, right, and even right now we are looking at a bearish kind of profile for the dollar, right? if we are potentially looking at the dollar continuing being bearish, right? Obviously, we kind of need to see what the dollar is going to down to Friday New York sessions low first, right? Because like I said, this high, sorry, this low and this high is really tough. But if the yen does gain strength, then this will definitely come down, right? If we potentially look at this like a sweep of the highs inside of your daily POI, right, your daily point of interest, I'd actually want to see, because it's a daily time frame, I'd actually want to see price start to drop lower. So in simple terms, a short is possible because even going long from here is kind of already played out. So will it continue? We don't know yet. I think because the dollar is in a bit of a limbo state right now, it's a bit tricky. Let me know how you get on with that, Jace. All right, so we got 15 minutes till the NY stock bell opens. AU's very smooth, very smooth. Got a clear target at the highs there, which is this weekly high. AUD USD has been quite smooth, guys. You know, in comparison to GU and EU, AU's been very smooth. You know, we had to play into the full hour imbalance here. We had London continuation into Asia's range. So Asia's low. We had a raid of Asia's low this morning and a push to the upside. Right, there's an entry. There's an entry. Yeah, AU's been quite smooth. Anyways, like I said to you guys, I'm gonna be increasing the ooh, I'm gonna be increasing, sorry. I'm gonna be increasing the pairs that I'm looking at. Just because gold is just whatever, you know. We had an amazing run on gold. Gold was really feeding us for I think it was like a whole month straight, just pure fire with gold. And then now gold is just all-time highs. Doesn't want to come down. Okay, so Nas, I was kind of explaining Nas to you guys as well. That was kind of one of the main talking points. We didn't actually get a move lower into this hourly imbalance, but it doesn't mean that it still can't happen, right? It's still possible. On the daily perspective, we've had a test of this daily candle, right? With a push up, pull back, we've tested it, and we're kind of rallying off of the back of that, which is not ideal because, you know, this imbalance here and this high being taken and that high being taken is very key. You see, when price is really close to these major swing highs and lows, it often gives you one of the most easiest moves because it's like, cool, even if price comes down, where else is it going to? Where's the nearest liquidity? It's right there. So it's like, I don't care whether you are wicking down or you're pulling down. Like, I know eventually you are gonna tap these highs. Okay. So we'll see what the bell does give us today. But so far the Nas is kind of already played out, guys. I'll be so real with you. 500 just making new all-time highs over and over and over and over. I need like a different style of pair. Maybe like a, what's EU doing? Maybe like a, maybe like a Euro AUD. Maybe like an EA. But to be fair, I don't really like EA too tough, you know, guys. I'll be so real with you. I'm not the biggest fan of EA. But I definitely need to increase because the market is moving and it's not like I can't trade multiple markets. I just prefer not to. You know, I just prefer not to, guys. But it's not that I can't trade multiple markets. I just prefer not to. And you know, for the past couple of weeks, the trade ideas have been a bit low. Just because gold is not really giving me anything that's good at a good time. All right, so EA. EA obviously is just bearish, guys. Just bearish. Hold on, let me go from the top. So monthly. Ooh, wow. Wow. Look at that wick last month. So we can see a clear target, right? Clear target. That's been taken. This is immediately telling me um, where is the next area prices heading towards. I'm looking immediately at June and July's lows. Immediately. Immediately. Right? We've had a test here on the weekly. I believe it did touch, yep, touch ever so slightly. And since then, yeah, guys, right? From there, we've had a 72% retracement. We've had a deeper retracement around the 88%, and we've kind of pushed up from there, right? We haven't actually closed above that area, which is a little bit concerning. From a weekly perspective, if we look at it from a swing perspective on the weekly, right? If we look at low there, if we look at from there to there, right, we're actually in a pretty decent area for price to buy up. But because of the narrative, right, that we understand on the monthly time frame, what else is price gonna do up here? Like ideally, you know, unless if it wants to come for, I'm pretty sure this is the all-time. No, it's not the all-time high. But unless if you know the euro is gonna get incredibly strong, which right now I'm not too sure about any data that's coming out for the euro that would suggest that it will get very strong, right? The euro's got a lot of downside potential. We could potentially rival back into this monthly imbalance here. Okay, it could potentially head back down into this week. Obviously, you can see we have this monthly down candle here as well, which can give us a push back to the upside. So then we turn our attention to the daily picture, right? Uh, Hold on. Let's go to the line chart on the daily. So on the daily, it's a little bit funky on the daily actually. It's a little bit funky because you can see here these will be 4 hour structural lows and highs, right? We broke there. We had a test there, so a pullback from the structure being broken there. We had a lower low, right? So then even though we had a lower low, we've had price push up, create a new high. We've actually just dipped through here. So this is telling me what happened on that day. So that was yesterday. This PMI data that came out for the euro as well. For those of you that don't know, the euro and pound are rarely ever strong at the same time. Okay, think of yin and yang. That's what the euro and the pound is, right? When the pound is strong, the euro is weak. When the euro is strong, the pound is weak. Do you understand? So I believe at that time period when the pound was very strong, we've actually seen euro break that low. We still had a nice test inside of here to actually give us a bit of a buy move. Right, we go to the 4 hour picture. Okay, I'm just gonna go from the highest point and then work myself back. So this would be my 4 hour high low here. We had a break there, test here, and I'm pretty sure that's where a very nice setup is as well. Drop down, had another test, another drop down. Is there a setup for this right now? I mean, it's kind of already played out, to be fair with you. It's kind of already played out. It's kind of already played out. I mean, the thing is, at least we are increasing the 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 pairs load. Look at gold. Gold, every time I look at you, you just want to tempt me. You want to tempt me. Gold is a temptress. Because the thing is, I know which environment I thrive in when it comes to gold. And this all-time highs are not the environment that I thrive in. All-time lows are way easier to trade than all-time highs. Wait, sorry, all-time lows are way easier to trade than all-time highs. Yes, that's it. Let's monitor gold, guys. See what gold's been doing. Looks like we've had a decent test into this 1 minute candle here for gold. Let's see how large this candle is. Okay, the candle's actually not that big, guys. 20, 22 pips-ish. So this should take out all-time highs. Should. Emphasis on the should. Ooh, USD CAD falling through the floor. We should see oil push up then at some point. Wow. Is the stream okay, everyone? I think the stream's okay. I'm just gonna end the stream there, guys. I'll be honest with you. I might just end the stream here because